And before I get into today's lecture, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. You know, my channel truly would not be where it's at today without all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is tips in regards to traveling abroad, aka renewing your passport. You know, I'm in the process again getting ready to travel abroad, and you can't go nowhere out of this country, folks, without a passport. And so one of the things I've done is, you know, I've been to Cairo, Egypt, I've been to Rome, I've been to Italy, I'm getting ready to go to Paris latter part of this year. And so as I was looking at my current passport is good until, let me check. My current passport is good until April of 2016, but I'm the type of person, I'm proactive. So what I've done is I've already submitted my renewal application to renew my passport. You can renew your passport early. It's always, you know, it's easier if you renew your passport and your current passport is still current. So even though I got a solid year on my current passport, I went ahead and submitted my US passport renewal application for eligible individuals, and I've already submitted my stuff in. And with the renewal application, it looks something like this. This is just a copy of my renewal application, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. You put all your demographics on there, all of your demographics, your social security number, your current mailing address has to go on that renewal passport application. You have to get a picture taken. And the beauty about when you renew your passport, I always go to the post office, and the post office you pay them, and they will take your passport picture, because you have to attach that passport picture to your renewal application. And also on that renewal application, it's going to ask you powerful information about your current passport, your most recent passport book, that number, the date that recent passport was issued. So all of that is going to go on that renewal application. You're going to have to sign and date. In addition, you're going to have to include in this application, you have to send in your current passport, because when you send your current passport in, they will also use that to verify everything. On the second part of that renewal application, more demographic information about your height, weight, etc., your occupation, but I'm retired, so that was real easy to fill in. On that renewal application, you have to put your permanent mailing address. On that renewal application, you have to put down an emergency contact person. And once you've done all of that, like I said, I got a copy of my renewal application. You get a money order or either a check, because the renewal fee is $130. So you include that in that application. The money order, your current passport book goes in that envelope, then the actual application. So and it takes about 6 weeks before I'm going to actually receive my renewal application. And even when I initially applied for my application, passport application 10 years ago, it's more stuff you have to send in, but they send you back all of your original documents. I do know when you initially get a passport, you got to send your birth certificate in. When you're doing a renewal, you just have to send your current passport book in addition to your renewal application. And so, like I said, I got a solid year on my current passport, but I'm not going to wait, because I'm also simultaneously doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff to get ready to go take my next trip abroad the latter part of this year. I will have my current passport long before then. So you can't go nowhere out of this country, folks, without a passport. And also, when you're traveling abroad, or still take your driver's license with you, your passport with you, your driver's license with you. I always recommend to go through a travel agent. I'm getting ready to go. I've been using the same travel agent now for 3 years. So, when you're traveling abroad, it's always better economically to do a package deal. Check out some of my live footage. Latter part of last year, I was in Italy and I was in Rome. It was breathtaking, people. It was absolutely breathtaking. Uh, December 2023, I went to Cairo, Egypt. That was even more breathtaking. So now, like I said, I'm getting things behind the scene in preparation to go to Paris. I'm so excited, and I'm using the same travel agent. And I'm telling you, folks, when you begin to travel abroad, when you begin to go see some of these 7 wonders of the world, you will not see life differently. You're not going to return the same. You're not. You are not. And I spend, people spend more money going to Walt Disney World or Las Vegas, and I don't even spend near that amount of money to go see many of the 7 wonders of the world. I'm on a trajectory path, as long as God give me breath, to continue to go see the travel this world, folks, debt free. That's what life is all about. But again, you got to have that passport. And even if you don't travel abroad, it's always good to have a passport, because having a passport is the most powerful piece of identification in the world. It's up there with military ID. It's more powerful than a driver's license. It's more powerful than a state ID. It's more powerful than a social security card. It's more powerful than a birth certificate, because you cannot get a passport unless you produce, when you apply for a passport for the first time, you have to send copies of your original birth certificate, along with other supporting documentation, in order to be issued a passport. So a passport is carte blanche in terms of identification. I don't care where you're going in this world, rather domestic or international, they will accept a United States passport. So again, I'm just so excited. I have already mailed out my renewal application for my passport. And even though, like I said, I had a year left on that passport, but a year will go by quick, because passports are good for 10 years. And I swear, it just seemed like I just got that passport, but I can't even believe it's been almost 10 years ago since I got my initial passport. Now it's time to renew it again. So that's all I have on this lecture. I'm checking my calendar. Mark your calendar for June the 24th. That's on a Wednesday. Nope. Wait a minute. That's on a Tuesday. June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. I'm gonna do another powerful live stream lecture at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the focus of that lecture, I'm gonna give the world some insight in regards to the continued growth of my YouTube channel. I don't even keep count anymore. I think I'm pushing close to 400,000 subscribers. My channel's been monetized now, going on 3 years. My channel a year ago earned the YouTube Silver Play Button Award. In August of 2024, my channel became eligible for major brand deals. And folks, I'm telling you, as a content creator, that's when you begin to see the significant return on your investments, when your channel begin to pierce that veil and become eligible for brand deals. In August of 2024, when my YouTube channel became eligible for major brand deals, at that stage of the game, at that point, August of 2024, I had already long been monetized. August of 2024, I had well over 300,000 subscribers. It was a lot of hard work behind the scenes to push my channel into that stratosphere. But I say that to say it took all of that to become eligible for major brand deals August of 2024. So that validates that even after you monetize, I don't care where your channel is at, the work does not stop there. I work harder now as a content creator than ever before, people. Real talk. So mark your calendar for that date. I'm gonna be ready to give some insight in regards to many things I do behind the scene that's working for me by evidence of everything that I just presented. So mark your calendar, or either way it go, I'm gonna be ready to get down to business. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm gonna leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.